Sebi, we must be going home soon, for the Tootsies are about. The temperature is high, and I am hot and tired. If we see the Tootsies, a fight is inevitable.
You are like one of those people that when he enters a restaurant.
Am I really like that?
Come, you're as hot as everyone in Rwanda. You're also very moody.
And what?
You are very quick to fight Eric. You would fight a man that has more hair or less hair in his beard than you have. Who would pick fights like you do? You are full of fights, as an egg is full of food. You fought with the man who coughed in the street and woke your dog laying in the street. How could you teach me to avoid fighting?
I like to fight, as do you, but any man should pay for the title to full ownership of my life for an hour and 15 minutes.
The title of full ownership?
By my head, here come the Tootsies.
By my heel, I do not care.
Good afternoon. May I have a word with one of you?
Only one word with one of us? Combine it with something. Make it a word and a blow.
You will find me adequate enough to that, sir. You will give me the occasion.
Could you not take some of the occasion without giving some return?
Sabahiv, do you play music, Gahiji?
Play music? What do you think of us? Are you making fools of us? Looking to hear silence of response? Here's my machete. Here's what will make you dance. By God, play music.
We are talking here in public. Perhaps we should go someplace private. Everyone is looking at us. Or else we should settle this quickly. I suggest that you leave.
People's eyes remain to look, so let them. I will not move for one man's pleasure.
Well, have a nice day, because here comes the man I am looking for.
But I'll hang myself, sir, if he wears the clothes of your friends. Go to a place for the duel, and he'll follow you. Your praise is, in that sense, acceptable to call him your man.
Gahiji, the love I have for you cannot be called any better than this.
Clement, the reason I have love for you does excuse the rage in response to such a name. I am not a villain, therefore goodbye. I see you do not know me.
Gahiji, this does not excuse the injuries you have caused me, therefore turn and...
I did not injure you, but I love you more than you can tell. But you shall know the reason of my love, as so, good Tutsi, which name I regard dearly, as dearly as mine, be satisfied.
Vile submission. Clement wins not by default. Clement, will you leave?
What do you want with me to do?
I want you to make bold with, and as you shall use me after this, thrash the rest of your lives. Will you draw your machete by the ears? Make haste.
I am for you.
Gentle Sebahai, put down your machete.
Come, sir, with your first thrusting step. I am hurt. Oh, how I hate us both. I am done for. Is he gone? And he has not suffered a wound?
You were hurt?
Yes, a scratch. Just a scratch. It's enough. Go fetch a surgeon.
Courage, man. You cannot be hurt that much.
No, it's not as deep as a well, but not as wide as a church door. But it is big enough. If you ask me tomorrow, you'll find me in my grave. I am finished in this world, God. Bring down fury on both the groups, Hutus and Tutsis. By God, have a dog, a cat, a rat, or a mouse come scratch a man to death. Why did you come between us, Gahiji? I was hurt under your arm.
I thought it would be better, but I was wrong.
Help me into a house, Eric, where I will faint if I try it by myself. Oh, plague these two groups. They have made me food for the worms. You groups!
This gentleman, the president's near ally, my very best friend, has this mortal wound on my behalf. My reputation is stained with Clement's slander. Clement has been my cousin for an hour. Oh, sweet Chantal, your beauty has made me a woman and has made my disposition soft.
Gahiji, brave and splendid Sabahiv is dead. That gallant and comedic spirit has risen to heaven. He is too prematurely risen than he should have.
This day's black fate waits in suspense on the future. This begins where others must end.
Here comes the furious Clement once again.
You are alive, but Sabihav is dead, away in heaven, and consider it mercifulness. Fury is built up in me now. Now, Clement, take the villain back again that you said to me, for Sabihav's soul is only a little way above us, staying there and keeping us company. Either I or you, or even both, will join him shortly.
You wretched boy, you will be with him now.
This will determine that.
Run away, for the citizens are coming. The Clement is dead. You don't stand there, or else the president will kill you.
I must be gone.
This story takes place in Rwanda, which is a small country in Africa. The main conflict in Rwanda is between two, I guess, like different ethnic groups, the Tutsis and the Hutus. The Tutsis are something like 10% of the population of Rwanda, while Hutus are around like 80% or 90%. And needless to say, the Tutsis and the Hutus hate each other, which is shown through the Rwanda genocide, which is ultimately when they just kill each other. When the Hutus and Tutsis just kill each other. And many people died in that genocide. In the story that we're doing, Gahiji is a Hutu and Chantel is a Tutsi, and obviously, and then they love each other obviously because that's Romeo and Juliet. And since they're both since one of them's a Tutsi and the other one's a Hutu, it creates this conflict. It's not really a family name, it's just kind of their race. And this conflict is kind of what we centered our scene around. And it just, like, all the fighting is because of the fact that they're Tutsis and Hutus, and that Tutsis and Hutus couldn't love each other during this time period, which is around the Rwanda genocide. In the Rwanda genocide, the main weapon that was used was the use of machetes, and we kind of tried to incorporate that in our play. And instead of machetes, we obviously can't use machetes. We used sticks that were outside, and we couldn't really find anything that was appropriate enough to use as a machete other than sticks, really. And the setting of our play takes place outside in a GFA lawn, because realistically in Rwanda it's not like they would meet together inside a room. So we decided that we were doing it outside, and although there weren't like any buildings or any like houses near that, but that was the best we can do with having the setting to be the most realistic it could possibly be.
The theme that we focused on in our play was the love between Gahiji and Chantel, the Romeo and Juliet. And this love was so extreme that they had to hide it just like Romeo and Juliet did because of the massive tension between the Hutus and the Tutsis, just like the Capulets and the Montagues. And Gahiji, when he was confronted by Clement, he had to fight Clement, even though he didn't want to, just in response to what he did to Sabahiv. And he had to overcome his restriction against fighting him because he loved Sabahiv so much that he just couldn't stand there and take it, even though Clement was now his cousin because he was married to Chantel. And So this was the theme of the power of love was what we focused on in our play. In our play, we tried as hard as possible to stay close to the Shakespearean language and the language I was using in Romeo and Juliet by using the same techniques while still trying to have our play take place in Rwanda and not in 15th century Italy. And so we tried very hard to also use the same language and techniques that Shakespeare used.